Hello everyone, welcome back again to Liverpool Report today. We've got the latest updates on our beloved club Liverpool. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of Liverpool Report news. Let's get started. Steven Gerrard has recounted how his father lambasted him for wearing a Manchester United shirt in his youth. The 44-year-old is one of Liverpool's most iconic players, spending the entirety of his career, barring one season, in his hometown. And while the idea of him ever touching a Red Devils kit would be a cardinal sin to many football fans, given the fierce rivalry between the two clubs, the midfield maestro didn't know any better in his younger years. In a section of his autobiography, Gerrard, the former Liverpool captain, recalled how his father was fuming when he spotted his son, who idolised Brian Robson, wearing a United shirt while having a kickabout with friends on the Huyton estate. He explained a mate of mine owned this Robson top, the old blue and white one with dashes on it. We were kicking about on Ironside, and I asked him whether I could be Robson for a while. I slipped out of my Liverpool shirt and put the Robson one on. It felt fantastic. I wore it for an hour, charging all over, flying into tackles, scoring brave goals, pretending I was Robson. However, Gerrard, around 11 years old at the time, noted how the mood quickly changed when his dad saw him in the jersey. He added, "Unfortunately, Dad looked out the window and went ballistic. 'Get inside now,' he screamed. Scarcely through the door, I ran into a right good grilling. 'What the hell are you playing at wearing a Manchester United shirt?' he asked. 'But Dad, it's Brian Robson's shirt,' I explained. Dad couldn't have cared less. 'You should know better. It was a United strip, and Dad wasn't having any son of his dragging the Gerrard name through the Huyton gutter.' What would the neighbours think? Honest to God, I thought I was going to have to move house. I was only a baby, but I was convinced Dad would kick me out for putting on that United shirt." After spending 9 years in the Liverpool Academy, Gerrard signed his first professional contract with the club in 1998, making his first team debut as a late substitute during a 2-0 win over Blackburn Rovers at Anfield. Over the next 17 years, Gerrard established himself as a legend on Merseyside, making 710 appearances across all competitions while being made club captain in October 2003. With 2 FA Cups, 3 League Cups, a Community Shield and a Champions League to his name, Gerrard parted ways with the club in 2015 to spend a year with LA Galaxy, retiring in the November of the following year. At international level, he also made 114 appearances for England, despite failing to life a title with the nation. In the years since, Gerrard has transitioned into the world of football management. After kicking off his career from the dugouts of Liverpool's U18 and U19 sides, he took the reins of Rangers in 2018, spending 3 years with the Glaswegian side and even lifting the Scottish Premiership in 2020-21. However, in November 2021, Gerrard returned to the Premier League to oversee Aston Villa, where he achieved a subpar 14th place finish in his maiden season. After winning just 2 of the side's first 12 games the following season, he was dismissed by the club. Gerrard's most recent role came in the form of Saudi Pro League side LFCTraining, signing a deal in July 2023. However, he left by mutual consent in January this year, and is yet to return to management since. Luis Diaz has not been in prolific form for Liverpool recently, but the forward did net 2 goals and provide an assist in Colombia's World Cup qualifiers against Brazil and Paraguay this month. Liverpool fans are convinced that Luis Diaz plays better when he is away on international duty with Colombia than when he is in action for his club. Diaz scored in both of Colombia's World Cup qualifying matches this month and also notched an assist. Colombia suffered a 2-1 defeat to Brazil on Friday and drew 2-2 with Paraguay on Wednesday. However, Diaz has never been a prolific goalscorer for Liverpool and has never hit double figures in the league. After scoring 5 goals in his first 5 league games this season, Diaz has managed just 4 in the next 25. Luis Diaz playing for his club versus playing for his country feels like 2 different players altogether, wrote one Reds supporter. Another said, "So Luis Diaz can score in the first minute for country and can't do that for the club." A third wrote, "He's scoring for the national team but wants a new better contract with Liverpool FC. Makes sense." Another added, "Now watch him turn into Jadon Sancho in these last 9 games of the season for us. I challenge him to score more than 5 goals, and I'll gift a Liverpool fan the new LFC kit for next season. Diaz has been heavily linked with a move away from Anfield in the summer, with Barcelona holding a long-standing interest in the winger. However, the 28-year-old suggested earlier this month that he is planning to remain at Liverpool. When asked about the fact that he is now the 4th highest scoring Colombian in Premier League history, behind Juan Pablo Angel, Hamilton Ricard and Hugo Rodallega, Diaz told club media, "Now and again I find out about the stats when people post them on social media, but how nice it is to be getting close to such great fellow Colombian players like Hugo, Rodallega and all the others. It's a real pleasure for me to be right there close behind them, and I realise that maybe I will catch them at some point. You could say that it's another one of those personal targets that I have. I know that things are going well for me and I'm in decent form. What I want the most is to keep making history, and, first and foremost, that Colombians who come over to England to play really leave their mark. That's key for us all now, to give a positive image of our country, just like they all did." Now, those of us here are trying to do just that. I'm very happy with that, and we hope to continue doing the same things in future. With 9 Premier League match days remaining, Liverpool know full well what they need to do. However, Arneslot's side have some matters to take care of off the pitch as well as on it. A pair of defeats just before the international break has simplified the Reds' task, albeit not in a way they would have liked. After Paris Saint-Germain ended their Champions League hopes, Slot's team were beaten by Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final. That leaves the Premier League as the one remaining trophy in their sights. They remain firm favourites though, returning from the break with a 12-point lead over challengers Arsenal. Regardless of how the season finishes, we'll soon have an answer on the future of 3 senior Liverpool stars. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk are all out of contract in the summer, and none of the 3 have confirmed whether they're extending their stay or leaving on a free. With other transfer deals to consider, it will be a busy few months on and off the pitch. Here, Liverpool Report takes a closer look at the best case and worst case scenarios. First things first, we shouldn't overlook how significant a title win would be just because of the other setbacks. If Liverpool get the job done, it would be their first league title in 5 years and just their second in the Premier League era. Not just that, it would represent a dream start for Arne Slot. The Dutch manager is just 12 points shy of Jurgen Klopp's final season return, despite barely making any changes to the squad. Victory in the Merseyside derby on April 2nd ought to help Liverpool put the double cup disappointment behind them. It's easy to forget Slot's men have lost just once in the league all season, but they can't afford to take their foot off the gas. Slot will also hope to welcome back some injured stars before the end of the season. Alisson and Ryan Gravenberch are both in contention to feature against Everton despite scares, while Joe Gomez, Conor Bradley and Trent Alexander-Arnold have a little longer on the sidelines. Speaking of Alexander-Arnold, the right-back is one of 3 big hitters whose future still needs to be decided. While he looks less likely than Salah and Van Dijk to stick around, there is still a chance all 3 sign new deals. Another new signing is already on the way, with Georgi Mamardashvili on his way in the summer. By the time the Georgia goalkeeper arrives, things may well be looking up once more. Indeed, progress has also been made in other areas. A new left-back in the form of Milos Kerkez to go along with all that other positive news? That certainly sounds like the dream. Let's start with those contracts. Losing Salah, Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold in the same window would be a painful blow in any circumstances, let alone one where the club receives no money for any of them. A triple exit would force Liverpool's transfer chiefs into rapid action, and the quiet progress in the summer of 2024 isn't exactly cause for optimism. The Reds will no doubt have explored options at right-back, centre-back and attack, but getting those deals over the line is another matter. What's more, Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk and Salah aren't the only stars linked with exits. There has been interest in first-choice keeper Alisson, while the Reds may be forced to entertain offers for Ibrahima Konate if he enters the final year of his contract with no progress. Failure to win the Premier League title, meanwhile, doesn't bear thinking about. Manchester United were 11 points clear at this stage of their collapse in 1998, compared to 12 for Liverpool this term. But Arsenal had multiple games in hand during that 1998 comeback. "I know how it works," Slot said in a new book. "If you don't pick up trophies as a manager or as a player, it can haunt you for decades." There are different ways to be remembered. Look at the Holland team in the 1974 World Cup. Everyone saw that World Cup as the tournament where Holland came out as winners. But they didn't come home with the cup. It was about their style of play. Even if Arsenal win all 9 of their games, a return of 16 points from 9 outings would be enough for Liverpool. If they fail to do that, then it could take them years to recover.